Welcome to one of the top podcasts in marketing research as voted upon by the industry. This is Research Business Daily Report, and this is the industry's only daily research video blog. And we're made possible by the exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lutter, for 25 years, a respected voice in market research. In the early days of online market research, I vividly recall the phrase "mode matters" was a common determinant of whether online results were really in line with what people considered the gold standard, which was offline results. Last week, Mark Mellman, president of the Mellman Group, which is a Democratic pollster more or less, returned to the subject, although he took a different form of mode matters into consideration. He detailed what researchers who will be reporting on their respective election work next year must account for the first time insofar as polling. From the get-go, representative of the citizen sample has always been and will continue to be foundational because clearly it affects accuracy. And that's even more important because response rates continue to plummet. They're down to an astounding 9%, and they were 36% 22 years ago. Mellman noted a Pew Research 2017 research on research evaluation, which concluded, quote, by ensuring you reach mobile phones with lots of demographic weighting, you can make it turn out right. That may have been true then, but there's more to it now. Mellman added that a pollster selecting sample from voter files, which is preferable because it bolsters results from its ability to understand all respondents' political habits, are somewhat even easier to weight, and that makes them perhaps more reliable. There's also the issue, and we all know about it, of the diminishing number of landline phones. It's down to 43% of U.S. households, and with it, there is a vast jump in mobile-only homes, which must be taken into account. And those have introduced must-be-understood new learnings. For instance, take the difference in age between those who have only a landline phone and those who have only a wireless phone. 31% of people who have a mobile phone only are 65 years of age and older. Compare that with the 76% of 25 to 34-year-olds who have only a cell phone at home. A critical environmental alteration has also taken place from the recent breakout of texting. It has not only taken the place in many minds of people of phone calls, but it has become really bad news for pollsters because they don't really want to answer the phone anymore. A preferred communication mode of age groups, texting has become essential to millennials and, surprisingly, even a good number of older individuals. Mellman also revealed that his business, taking all of this into consideration, has now become a combining of three different modes of interviewing. In other words, he's doing landline interviewing, cell phone interviewing, and text-to-online interviewing. And from that, he has learned that different kinds of people actually prefer different interviewing modes. Take, for instance, his Democratic polling recently in Nevada. Using the three aforementioned polling modes, he found that Joe Biden's preference percentage varied by 23 points. Compare that to Bernie Sanders, which varied by 18 points, and Elizabeth Warren by 8 points. Not necessarily patting him and his company on the back, Mellman nonetheless stated that, quote, very few of any public polls combine interviewing modes in that same manner. That's your Research Business Daily Report, is made possible by our crowdfunding platform at patreon.com/RBDR. Our video series, which so many of you are familiar with, comes to you thanks to the interest and the financial support of our viewers. Many of them have become what we call Patreon supporters, and we work diligently every day to make it worth the actual financial investment they have made in RBDR. Now, if you out there who have not yet become a Patreon supporter would like to see the quality of these videos to continue to be upgraded and to be continued, we want you to know that whether you watch RBDR once or 4 times a week, please recognize the hours it takes to produce each episode of RBDR. And that might convince you that it makes sense to pitch in maybe just a little bit to support us. Our most recent Patreon supporter is Dynata, which came on board a handful of weeks ago, and we thank them for their backing. But back to the rest of you who probably are interested in what we're doing and wrapping up your 2020 budgets. We'd like you to please consider including RBDR, because any viewer who has reached this far into this report has devoted a valuable 5 minutes of their time, and we can't help but define that as time well spent, or why would you be watching us? So please spend a just few moments to consider a comfortable monthly dollar patronage on your part for next year. And as you do so, we hope that you'll visit patreon.com/RBDR, where you can demonstrate that commitment. Have a great research day, and we'll look forward to seeing you back with us tomorrow.